Go ahead.
Hey guys, Julian Fox here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes guys make when they are approaching women. So I'm here with my boy Vin, hanging out, and we're talking about pussy. No, okay, let me start that. I don't know why I always go to pussy. I always go to pussy as my thing. All right, hey guys, Julian Fox here, and want to talk today about the 5 biggest mistakes that guys make when they're approaching, and they're probably not what you think that they are. So the first thing that I actually want to talk about was this whole concept of delivery, because when it comes down to it, it's always delivery. Delivery is everything, and what do I mean by delivery? I mean the way that you are delivering the line, like actors do. In fact, actually, Vin and I, we talk about this sometimes, how you could give us the worst line. We do this with each other. We make up the worst possible lines when we're out sometimes, and we'll bet each other. We'll actually make a bet to see if one of us can make it work, can actually approach a woman and make it work successfully. And a lot of the time we do, not all the time. But usually. Anyway, basically we have delivery, and there's a I'm trying to think of a common line that everybody probably knows. Like, okay, a lot of guys when they open and they're doing the direct opening, they'll use the old chestnut, which is, hey, I just saw you standing over there, and I wanted to come up and say hello. If I didn't, I'd be regretting it for the rest of the day. Now that's a common, well-known sort of a framework for a direct line. Now, let's talk about how. By the way, it's a good line, so let's talk, and I don't normally subscribe to lines, but let's talk about how you can take a line that has a good framework and completely fuck it up with these 5 mistakes. Now, the first mistake that I think a lot of guys make, especially when they're using canned material, is they'll use the wrong operative word, or wow. The wrong operative word, or wow. And what's the acronym for it? I didn't thought of that. Anyway, so we've got this. So basically, let's take the line. The line is, hey, just saw you standing here. Wanted to say hello. If I didn't do it, I'd be regretting it for the rest of the day. You could say, hey, I just saw you standing here and wanted to say hello. Or you could say, hey, I just saw you standing here and I wanted to say hello because if I didn't, I'd be regretting it for the rest of the day. Or you could say, hey, I just saw you standing here and I wanted to say hello because if I didn't, I would be regretting it for the rest of the day. Now, if you're going to hit a word in that, let's see if you can figure it out. Like, think now and try to figure out what is the actual most important word to emphasize in that line. So think about it for a second. I can tell you right now that I think, and again, you can make different variations work, but I think that it's the word, just like standing here. It's the word had. It's the word had, right? Yeah. So you would say, I just saw you standing here and I had to come up and say hello. Because if you say I had to come up and say hello, it sounds all fucked up. So anyway, that's the first one. That's wow, and I would definitely just keep that in the back of your mind as something to focus on. The next big mistake that guys make is self-spotlighting. Now, what is that? That means that when we're engaged in any kind of an interaction, our focus should not be on ourselves. Our focus should be on the person that we're talking to, on the other person. If we are thinking about, how we're performing, if we're judging our performance, it's going to completely basically take you out of the moment. You're not going to be alive in the interaction, and you're also not going to be relaxed. It greatly increases any kind of physical tension that we're experiencing. So that is self-spotlighting. Watch out for it. The trick for that is to really just keep your attention, keep your focus on her. Look at what she's doing. Look at how she's reacting to you. Listen to what she's saying, not just her words, but with her body. And thirdly, we have the player mode. We have the player persona. A lot of guys will go into they're in the whole PUA thing. They read the game and they're the PUA now. So they would say hey, I just saw you standing over there and Thought I'd come up and say hello. If I didn't, I'd be regretting it for the rest of the day. Yeah. See, no, that just doesn't work. I mean, it's a lot of guys will mistake that and think, oh, that's like cool, that's James Bondish. But no, in fact, for that kind of opening, it's a lot better to have almost, I hesitate to say, a boyish exuberance about it, an excitement about it. You know, if we're not excited, especially when you're using a direct opening, then why are you even doing it? So food for thought on that. And fourthly, eyes on the prize. A lot of guys that I've noticed, especially when I've had workshops, I've noticed that the guys, their eyes will be all over the place. They'll be like, you know, so how would you do that? I guess if you're the girl, I would say like, you know, hey, I just saw you standing here and I thought I would come up and say hello, because if I didn't, I'd be regretting it for the rest of the day. Now a little bit of that in the right places might actually work for you. You know, might add to the innocence that's being and perceived from the girl. But in general, you really want to try to maintain that eye contact, not the whole time, because that would be weird too. It's a balance. It's a balancing act. We're going to have more information for you on that coming up soon. And then finally, and this is a biggie that I've been guilty of myself. I think we all have at some time, and that is over planning. And that's especially in the face of just all of this information that we're being sent all the time, you know, regarding approaching, regarding dating in general. So it's very easy to fall prey to over planning, which is, you know, as you're approaching, you're thinking, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta go through all these steps. So all 5 of these steps I just named, I certainly hope that when you're approaching, you actually just forget about all of them. It's part of the preparation work. It's not part of the actual approach. You know, something might occur to you in the approach, and then fine if you have time to implement it. But it's a lot better just to throw everything out the window when you approach and to not think at all. I know that I've gotten to the point myself where 9 times out of 10 when I'm approaching, there is literally zero thought going through my mind. If I know what to say, I know what to say. If I don't know what to say, I approach anyway. I'll actually walk up to a girl and I'll say, you know, I was going to say something, but I don't know what to say. So I've done that before, because it's more important that you train yourself just to approach without over planning in general. Anyways, I hope this stuff helps, guys, and keep your eyes open. We're going to have a lot more cool information that's going to help supplement this, give you some techniques coming out really soon.